Hey, hey, welcome back. EUC Learn Along. What are we doing today? Well, and earlier, oh, sorry, I got nuts in my mouth. Walnuts. Earlier in our Learn Along series, I think while we were doing user profiles, we mentioned some ways to increase resiliency. So we're going to look at that. We'll do some DFS or DFSR, and we'll do some clustering setup. So we'll do DFSR. How about that? All right. So let's get some servers up. We'll need 2. All right. Oh Lord. All right. Later. All right, we'll do a server. We'll call this one DFS1. Sure. Oh, hold on, I think that has to be BIOS for this VHD. I can't remember. That's fine. All right. I need to get this set up. Lab. There we go. All right, so we'll do DFS1, and then we'll do DFS2. We need our server template. Let that copy. Again, our VHD, it's from Microsoft. We're using the eval edition for pretty much everything. What can we replicate? What can we do? We can do profiles, which we set up. We did the user personal layer. We can set that up. Your domain controllers kind of use it anyway for replication. So say you couldn't put ProU or Profile Unity on your domain controllers for NetLog1, you can do the same thing on a different server. A lot of different things you can do for different applications. So, all right. Use an existing virtual disk. That's right. Browse. We are in our lab. This is DFS1. All files. There we go. All right, let's do another one. DFS2. And I think it's got to be BIOS. That's fine. Oh. Browse. Finished all my trail mix. It was delicious. Put that up there. Put that up here. All right, and we'll power these things on. That's fine. All these are suspended. So now we're getting into high availability. We're getting into replication. We're getting into making your environment a little bit more resilient. So kind of all over the place. What did we do last? Autopilot. Now we're on to server setups. So it's all good. IT's all over the place anyway. You'd be working on autopilot if you're a Intune administrator, and then all of a sudden you're probably getting called into looking at, why is my mouse jiggling? I don't know. Did level 1 support troubleshoot it? Oh no, I gotta do that too? Yeah. But anyhow, we can do anything. All right. Next. All right, set this up. There we go. All right, we'll set you up as well. Excuse me, got the hiccups and everything. Get you logged in. And we're adding to the environment. Sure. All right. Yeah, it's probably a quicker way to rename and get these on the domain, but I haven't looked it up. And while we're on this, let's go ahead and update VMware tools. All right, let's open that. Don't need anything fancy. All right, let's get this rename going. That way when we reboot, we should be good. Change. What is this one? DFS 2. And we are UC Learn Along. Local. Oh, there's tools. Oh, it's going to fail. You know why? Because I'm jumping the gun. Alright, let's get this set up. network, finish, control panel. Jumping the gun. Network. Yep. Property. And domain. Alright, so 192.1. Oh, 192.168. 35, 133. I know. I know. 35.133. IP config. 192.168.35. What was that? 140. 255, 192, 168, 35, 2. Close. What you going? Let's do ping domain, since I can't remember it, and IP config. All right, 192.168, 35.133. 168, 35, 102, 168, 35.2, and what was this last octet? 133. All right. I think we're good. Okay. Cancel, change. DFS. What was this? 2? PC learn along. Rename. Oh. Change DFS1. PC learn along. PC learn along. Citrix admin. Hopefully we got the right username and password. Taking too many breaks. Struggling to remember things. Seems to be working. That would go through. It sure did. Okay, close, restart later. I don't have a policy set up, so I need to turn this off. Restart. Oh my gosh. Unplanned. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, rename. I don't know if it's gonna like that. DFS2. See, learn along. Did I put everything in right? Let's find out. Domain 192.168.35.133. Oh, let's see. Yep, that's where we messed up. 142. 133 is our domain. 142. Got it. Checking the basics. Okay, should work now. Always something simple. PC, learn along. Citrix admin. And here we go. And we got VMware tools on both. Good. All right. All right, so we can log in. Our domain admin account. Oh, all right, got it pulled up right here. Look at that. All right, refresh. 1, 2, move, servers, DFS. Right, close. Okay. There we go. Now we're cooking. Is that what terms kids use these days? Let's cook. We're cooking. All right. So this boots up. We'll look at this. All right. Excuse me. While you're setting this up, you're probably getting hit up by all kinds of people. Stuff's not working. Gotta be able to multitask. All right, don't show me this again. All right, that's good. All right, so we got 2 servers. Let's go to add roles and features. All right, file storage and services. All right, so we got 2 for DFS. DFS, what is that? Distributed file share. So you got namespaces. So you can just have a namespace that points to a specific target out of multiple targets, or just one. So you can do that. Create a namespace so you don't point to a specific server. But we want to do both. We want to replicate and have that namespace. So let's get that. Okay. I understand. All right, so we want both of these. Next. We'll be all right with the rest of this. Maybe you probably do some stuff with SMB and stuff like that if you're doing certain things with files, but we're just looking at the main component right here. All right, so we're going to do the same on the server. Add roles and features. Next. All right, same thing. Yep. Next, install. Big things. So probably while we're doing this, again, we're not doing anything by best practices by all means, but let's try to get the meat and potatoes. Let's do manage settings. There we go. All right, let's add. All right, we'll add a hard drive. Why not? We're going to put it at 10 gigs. Store. Next. Finish. Okay. We'll do the same thing for this one. Settings. Add hard disk. Sure. And we'll do 10. All right, feature installed. Pretty simple, nothing crazy. We'll go to our disk management. We'll put this online. We'll initialize it. Again, you do you. You pick what you need. All right, next. We'll do P, because I like the letter P. The name. Yeah. We could call it profiles. Let's go back. Let's do S. S for being savvy. And we'll call it storage. Because we don't know what we're going to put on there. Online. Initialize. All right. Next. S for being savvy. And storage. Yeah. All kinds of stuff too. FAT32, probably no. NTFS, RFS. Do that. Oh, might want to look into this. So I'm trying to think. I think this is your block size. So if you do default, I think your default size is 15 terabytes. Great for mom and pop. If you're a bigger company, or if you got some crazy stuff going on at a home lab, you need to choose something bigger. I think it's 64 is probably all you need. I don't remember, but we'll look it up. But if you're doing anything more than that, you probably don't need a Windows server hosting profiles and stuff like this. You probably need some type of storage solution. Just saying. But we'll do this. This is all we need. We got everything set up. Looks good to me. All right, what are we doing? Admin tools. There's probably a way to do it in Server Manager, but I'm not accustomed to that. So we'll do it with the MMC. So here's what we got. We got namespaces and replications. Namespace, we don't have one, so we need to create it. And let's see, storage. We'll call this Pro. Let's go ahead and set our permissions. No, we'll leave it as is. We'll come to it when it's time. All right, so namespace. You just right click. If you already had some namespaces, you just click add display. You can delegate management permissions for this. We're just going to keep it simple. New namespace. Namespace server. Enter the name of the server that will host namespace. All right, browse. All right, DFS. All right. Next. Name. Example. Public. That's a good one. If necessary, the wizard will create a share folder on the namespace server, so we don't have to create anything. To modify the settings of the share folder, such as local path and permissions, click Edit Settings. All right, so that's what it creates. It's going to create public. All right, you just have read write permissions. Administrators have full access. Administrators have full access. That looks good enough. We have full access. You just have read write. Always go back and change these. Right? So DFS root public. All right, there's our namespace. Preview of domain namespace. Or we can do a standalone. We can call it, let's see, a standalone namespace is stored on a single namespace server. You can increase domain is stored on more. One name. Increase. No, we'll do a standalone. And we'll call this well, I thought I could change the name. Can I change the name? Anyhow, we'll leave it as this then. No big deal. Next, yep. Create. Close. So now we have a namespace. You can have multiple namespaces. All right, so if we click on it, namespace server. We can add, disable, do all kinds of stuff. All right. Replication. New replication group. Let's see. This option figures replication between 2 or more servers for publication, content sharing. 2 servers such as a branch server, hub, destination. This allows you to collect data. Multipurpose. Name of the replication group. What do we want to call it? All right, so I think I did this backwards. We should have created the replication group. But anyhow, we saw how to create the namespace. We'll call this profiles. All right. Next, add DFS. Here we go. So we got our 2 servers. We got the name, optional description, I don't care about, topology. We'll do full mesh. We can replicate on the schedule. Doesn't matter. We don't care about that because we're only going to just demo this. All right, so we'll just do continuous primary member. We'll leave it as 1. That makes sense. Folders to replicate. All right. So we need to create a folder. All right, so we're on the primary. We'll do new folder. What are we going to call it? Profiles. All right, again, we can edit permissions. We don't have to do any of that now. All right. Oh, make new. Didn't even see that. All right, use name based on path. Correct. Or we can use a custom name. We'll just keep it super simple, and we can manage permissions here. The existing permissions, so it's going to use what I set up, or I can edit it now, but those permissions will get replicated as well. So we'll leave it, we'll go ahead and edit those to match our profile settings that we currently have set up. And let's see, move, edit, users can have full control. Again, these are not best practiced. Creator owner, Citrus admin. Good enough. All right, so we could edit them in here, or we can use what's there. Hit OK. All right, we can add more. So when we create this, it should create the namespace for us as well. Local path set. Not set. Membership disabled. Next, the replication folder is disabled. Edit. Enable. Browse. All right, make new folder. Profiles. All right, make this read only. So again, there's a lot we can do. We can have a active passive setup. We'll just do active active. All right, create. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. All right. Yep. All right. Display. All right, so we created a namespace for public. So let's go to that. ec.learnalong.local. ec.learnalong.local. So that's our sysvol net logon. Public. Let's put something in here. We'll do a text file. All right. So if we come here, go to storage, refresh. Where is this going? DFS public. DFS. DFS 1. Public. There we go. All right. So we got the replication group. Let's do this. New namespace. Feel like I did something backwards. And the replication. Let's see. Profiles. Let me think about this. We got the replication group. Here we go. All right, so, yep, we're going to delete this. So you can create a namespace without having DFSR. Just got a little mixed up. I want to cancel this. Yes. All right, here we go. We can publish using the share the replicated folder, or share and publish in a namespace. This is what we want. Share replicated folders. Next, we'll call it EUC learn along local. So we got profiles. Do we have any other profile stuff set up? Not for this. Oh my god. Enter existing namespace and folder you want. New namespace. Enter the name of the server that will host the namespace. Server you specify will be known as the namespace server. Maybe we should create one on our domain. Complete switch user. Windows. Okay, we know how to fix that. Let me read this again. Enter an existing namespace in any folder. All right. New namespace. Parent folder and namespace. EUC learn along local CTX. There we go. Missing the name. Lord. All right. Well, enter the existing namespace in any folder. New namespace. DFS. 1. Next. Name. CTX. That's the name we need. Struggling here. All right. I want you to create that name. Should have just left it as public, but we don't know what we're doing. We're learning as we go. Well, bless you. While we're waiting, I'll be right back. All right, what's the holdup? All right, well, I'm going to cancel this. Not sure what's hung up. It's probably because we're indecisive. I'll just reboot. Try it one more time. Probably should have a Google page reading the documentation as we go. We're learning as we go. Admin tools, there we go. DFS management. Let's see, did it even create it? Nope. New namespace. DFS 1. Okay. Next, we'll call it Citrix. There we go. base namespace is stored on access-based enumeration. Alright, so we'll set this first one up. That's what we need. Close. There we go. Go to share and publish. Namespace. Create shared folder. So that folder's already there. Browse. Now when we browse, this is what we see. Yep. Next. Share. Close. Now we're there. Lord. This is what happens when you don't do it in such a long time. Alright, so it's published to a namespace. We have our path, replication, everything's enabled. Whew. Crazy. So you can manage it within here. All right, so right now, if we go to, here, we'll go in our domain computer. ec.learnalong.local. Again, if we go here, sysvol netlog on. CTX, now we got our profile, we got our share. All right, so if we go and put in new, and we go back to here, what time is it? 2:51, that's right. We get everything pulled up. 2:51. No data on this, so it's quick. When you're working with a large amount of data, you probably need to adjust the replication. Since we got DFS pulled up here. Connections, where is it at? Is it here? Here we go. Staging quota. So you'll probably need to up that. Oh my gosh. Is it properties? Pearls. Where? How do you edit the staging quota? Folder name, properties. You can do it with PowerShell or you can do it in here somewhere. Is it in here? Oh, that's the schedule. Where is the gosh darn quota? And yeah, we're replicating 24/7 as we did it. Where is the staging quota? Feeling dumb right now. Somewhere in here. View? Nope. Do I need to go back to folder targets and change it here? Share permissions. Man. Well, I'll send that in the link. How about that? We'll post it on the blog, vlog, whatever we want to call it. Man. As long as you know the basics, you can get this up. The rest you can Google. The staging quota is going to be important. More than likely, you'll have to increase it. And there's some math to it. So we won't do the math because we are embarrassed ourselves by not finding the setting. But it's somewhere here. Or you can do it via PowerShell. Just draw on a blank. But we'll go back and we'll pull this up. Profiles. All right, we got our namespace. We'll do another one. 2. Hasn't replicated yet. Waiting on it to replicate. And then it replicated. Look at that. So you can see there's a delay. You know, we didn't set a whole lot of up, but you got active. What can we do if we don't want active? We want people to hit one profile storage or one target, and if something happens, we just fail over to the next one. I mean, that's a manual intervention, so that's not really what you want. You kind of want it active. Site A goes down, it goes to site B. Site B goes down, it goes to site A. Or it just goes to the fastest connection, you know, all kinds of stuff. So DFS is going to do fastest connection, but you can divvy it up. So what else can we do with DFS? Well, we go here, we disable. Let's go to folder targets. I think we can all do it right here. Yep. All right, so we'll disable this one. All right, so it's disabled. So it should send everything to 2. Well, when I create this, it's going to create it on both of them. So we'll just use the explanation. So right now, everything will go to 2, but it is still replicated between 1 and 2. So if you need to do maintenance, or if you want to fail over to the other server, what are you going to do? Easy. Flick of the wrist. You would disable that one, enable that one. Now all traffic is going to 1. Site A. Folder path A. Whatever A you want to call it. So that's a manual intervention. Big profiles or something, you might get some funny behavior using DFSR. But we don't even have to replicate. Say that's too much for our network. That's too much for our infrastructure. What else can we do? All right, so target A, target 1 is enabled. We don't even want to replicate. We'll disable. Yep, it's fine. No biggie. So now we're not going to replicate to 2. We're only going to go to 1, but we still have a namespace. So we don't have to do anything with DNS. We don't have to do anything crazy. Very simple logic. All right, so again, refresh. Everything's still up. New. Create a new one. So now we got 3. We got 3. Nothing should come to 2. Now, it did say something about waiting for something. I didn't read the whole thing. I saw a whole paragraph that was too much to read. So, again, we didn't wait long enough. Probably should have read. Oops. replicating folders, connections, memberships. Oh, maybe I disabled it in the wrong place. Connection, replication. Yep, replication is member status disabled. Yep. So it should not. So let's try another one. Three. Lord. I'm going to make a liar out of myself. So membership disabled. Let's disable here. Connection status. Delegation. Members disabled. Connection disabled. All right. Now I think it should work. Yeah, 3. One. Nope. Why are you still replicating? All right, let's try again. Yep. All right, now it seems to be working. Takes a bit. Awesome. So it just takes a bit. I'm not a patient person. So now we got everything pointed to A. All right, so again, example of profiles. We need to do maintenance on server A, server 1. Or it's messed up. It's jacked up. It's gonna break anytime soon. Well, what can we do? All right, so here we can enable or mark as read. You don't want to do replication. Oops. What am I doing? We want to enable. But I think there's a way to replicate. Connection. Properties. There we go. Enable replication on this connection. Let's go back to members. Let's go to properties. Staging. There it is. All right. There's your quota. It's 4 gigs. You can up that. anyhow, we want to go to connections. We want to enable, or you can go into properties, enable, apply. It's enabled. We can replicate now. All right. Yep. Bam. It's replicated. All right. Members. So we're still enable. Yep. All right, so let's look at this. Let's disable one. All right, so we got everything synced. We can disable one. All right, so that's one. Let's go here. New folder 2. Oh my God, what was I clicking on? There we go. Slow process. It's replicated. All right, let's try that again. Let's do new. Let's do compress folder. There it is there. There it is. Let's try it again. New. Rich text. Rich text. Rich text. Anyhow, it's too quick to see. But those are the principal folder targets. We only want to hit a certain server, disable the folder target. Replication. You want it to stop replicating or you don't want it to replicate, you can disable. Not here, but in replication. Replicated folders, connections, members. So yes, disabling the member stops all replication. Select member, but does not delete the folder or its private data. All right, so we stop the replication. New rich text 2. Rich text 2. 308. Takes a while for it to stop. Let's try again. How long are you going to take to disable? we'll give it a bit. What else can we change? Let's do new folder. Let's do folder 3. New folder 3. No. But we did disable the member. I wonder how long it takes. There's some type of sync and figure out that number. Alright, so here's the reading where it comes into play. Disabling this member stops all replication of the replicated folder on the select member, but does not delete the folder. The shared folder will be removed from DFS. If you want to temporarily pause replication on a member, disable the connection on the member. No. Oh my gosh. Browse profiles. I just want to enable you. Learning to read. That's a hard thing these days. This is where you want to disable it. Man, I feel lousy. Let's see if that's pretty instant. Let's do bitmap. Just wasted everybody's time. Bitmap image. And there we go. Reading is essential. All right. So we want to start it back up. Enable. Replicate now. Yep. Go back to 2. Give it a second. Bitmap, huh? Replicate. How long are you going to take? All right, maybe I'm replicating. Receiving member. Replicate now. Receiving, sending. Clickety click. Where's the gap? Oh, there it goes. All right. So something I don't dabble with too much, but once you set it up, it's kind of set it and forget it. And as we're seeing, things are not instantaneous. So you have to be patient, which I'm not. And when you're not patient, you tend to get frustrated. But anyhow, now we have a solution from Microsoft. So no money out the pocket. You can create a namespace. So you don't have to do funny things in DNS or any of that. It's handled here. So you got, what do we create? Domain name, share. Pretty easy to set up. Connect to an existing namespace. Doesn't matter. And then you got your different servers that you're replicating to. What else did we do? We created some storage for it. That way we're not using, our OS to store. We got external storage attached to it. You can format it any way you want to. Set it up any way you want to. But now we have some resiliency. So what do we want to do next? A cluster setup, a cluster group. So that should be fun. A little bit more advanced than this. Probably a better solution, but when we do that, we'll probably still introduce DFS. That way we can go from cluster to cluster, maybe site to site. So you get a site out in Hollywood Hills, and then you got a site out in, Paris, France. Bam. Replicate all the way out there. Probably takes months to replicate that data. But anyhow, hope you learned something. I learned a lot, especially not messing with this. But now, just got to read the little prompts, get familiar with it, and probably read the KB from Microsoft, or go to Microsoft Learn about DFS. Probably could have saved some headache. But anyhow, hope you learned something. I did.